Been a lot of talk this week about Peyton Manning and his arm strength and what happened week 1 versus the Baltimore Ravens. So figured I'd do a little research on Peyton, looked at the game. What I pulled up are the 4 sacks that Peyton suffered in this game. And last season, the most he was sacked in a single game was twice. So the Ravens got to him 4 times, and there were a lot of reasons why. But what was surprising to me as I went through the tape was the amount of blitzes that the Ravens used. They actually blitzed Peyton 17 times. He was 5 of 14 and sacked 3 times. There were times I could go a month and not see Peyton Manning being blitzed 17 times. So the Ravens clearly felt they could get after not only Peyton Manning, but their protection scheme. But I want to show you the tape because, as we all know, the eye in the sky doesn't lie, and I'll show you some of the problems that the Broncos had last week against the Ravens, and we'll see if they can address those problems tonight against a very good Kansas City Chiefs defense that will get after the quarterback. So this is the first time Peyton was sacked in the game. It's a 2nd and 15. It's a passing situation. You'll see Peyton with a quick drop. Here comes the pressure. It's a green dog blitz. Once that back blocks, you'll see him stepping up, pick up the linebacker. Now here comes the other linebacker. Once he sees he has no coverage responsibility, he comes and really lowers the boom on Peyton. Pretty vicious hit right here. I actually thought, and just my own feeling, that Peyton could have thrown this ball. I won't say should have, but I think he could have. Demaryius Thomas, top of the screen. Peyton very good at throwing this quick up the sideline throw. This one usually caught about 30 yards when it's perfect. I think he had a chance for that one. But once he came off that one, here comes the pressure, and here comes McClain, gets the sack on man. Let's take a look at this from the end zone, and you'll see what happens here. You'll see Hillman step over to his right to pick up the blitz. Now the other linebacker, once he sees Hillman block, he's on a green dog. He's in coverage now, but once he sees Hillman block, go. Green light. He's got the green light to go, and he got the sack on Peyton Manning on this play. So, but I actually think right there Peyton had a chance to throw the football, but by the time he came off that, McClain was unblocked and got the sack. We'll go to sack number 2 in the game. It's a 2nd and 5. You can see it's 6-3 Broncos right here with 6:24 in the second. Spread them out on 2nd and 5. And again, 17 blitzes by the Ravens in this game, and they're sugaring right now. They're up near that line of scrimmage. You got to expect something. Dean P is a very good creator of scheme on defense for the Ravens. And here they come. Nicely designed, nicely executed blitz, and Mosley gets in clean. Now, what would concern me, I do believe this is a hot, but you're never 100% sure because you don't know what calls are made at the line of scrimmage or what Peyton may have said protection-wise. But when a slot receiver looks back in quick like that right here, it's normally an indicator that the ball should come out hot to him. When Mosley blitzed, he looked, I think that's Norwood inside. He looked, didn't get the football. And this is a play that I broke down hundreds of times when Peyton starting with the Indianapolis Colts. I used to call this the Marvin Harrison route. I think Marvin Harrison caught 1,000 balls, well, I'm exaggerating a little, on this type of play where he just runs up 5 yards and breaks it in. I actually think even though McClain came in clean, Peyton may have had a shot to get this ball out of his hand if he processed the information quickly. But McClain did get on him quick, and there's the sack, and you'll see it from the end zone how quick McClain gets there. You'll see 7 near the line of scrimmage for the Ravens. The tight end's going to stay in, so you're going to have 7 potential blockers with the back. You would think it would be picked up. Now, I don't know the protection scheme that was called right here, but a lot of times when I do see this and the tight end stays in, when you got the tight end in right there staying in the block, many, many times his back is asked to now scan and come to the back side. Again, I'm not going to tell you what should have happened because I don't know, but you'll see Owen, the tight end, Right there, he stays. The back could scan and maybe pick it up, and possibly that's what Peyton expected. But I see Norwood look quickly right there. He looks back. Once McLean blitzed, I thought it should have been a hot. But hey, not knowing exactly the nuances of the Denver offense, I can't say what. It's sack number 2. Remember, Peyton last season suffered no more than 2 sacks in any game. He was sacked 4 times by the Ravens and was under pressure a lot in this game. So when you see a team have a template to blitz Peyton Manning, that is unusual. As I said a moment ago, in the past I can go through 6 games and not see Peyton Manning blitz 17 times. The team's now getting after him. So maybe they sense mobility, arm strength, I don't know what they say, or maybe a poor offensive line on behalf of the Denver Broncos. And Evan Mathis, who they acquired a couple weeks ago, wasn't ready in this game, and he didn't play well. But as a whole, their offensive line did not play well. You'll see this one on 3rd and 10. This is a good situation for the defense. It's where you want to get them. Trying to get a deeper route to get the first down. His pocket collapses quickly. Peyton never felt any comfort in this pocket. He's a little skittish already. He's starting to move around, buy a little time. This is what he's one of the best in the history of the game at, buying a little bit of time. But you'll see the pressure get to him. I know the situation is 3rd and 10, but the only thing you have is not Jacob Tamme, but you have Owen Daniel right there sitting down. That's about all you have. The Ravens do a tremendous job in their coverage. Sometimes you got to just throw a little 4 or 5 yard pass on 3rd and 10, and hopefully your tight end can break a tackle. But Peyton, which is really uncharacteristic of Peyton, I thought, in this play, tried to run. That's not what he does, as we all know. But let's take a look at it from the end zone. Here comes the pressure again. Here comes the pressure. You see, right? I think that the only chance Peyton had was right there. You can see it right there. Owen Daniel's sitting right. That's about all he had. But again, it's 3rd and 10. Probably want to get the ball downfield a little 5 yards. You're still going to punt, trying to buy a little time. But then he runs from the pocket. And this is normally what you don't see out of Peyton Manning, running out of the pocket. And you get a sack. Mosley with his second of four Denver Raven sacks in this game. Let's take a look at the 4th sack on Peyton Manning, and the Ravens lead 13-9. 4:13 in the 3rd quarter. Spread them out once again. Peyton sees something. He's checking something at the line of scrimmage on 2nd and 10. You see those double A gap pressures. They're tough, man. They are really, really tough. Tough on your protections, but they do not come. They do not come. So now they drop 7 into coverage, just your basic 4-man rush, but just an awful job by the offensive line of the Denver Broncos. Chris Canty splits the double team and gets a sack on Peyton Manning. It was pretty obvious from the end zone camera. Peyton had no chance on this one. Here they are. Here comes the blitz. Here's Smith. There's Mosley, 51, 57. They're in that double A gap. Oh, they don't come. They don't come. You see Evan Mathis. He's peeking a little bit inside, number 69, the left guard. He moves inside, thinking you're going to get A-gap pressure. That had created a little bit of a seam for Chris Canty to sneak through. Just a little bit of a seam, and you see the speed converted to power, or power converted to speed by Chris Canty. And he's in the backfield because the combination block wasn't very good. This sack, his back foot hits, got nowhere to go. Once he came off where he wanted to go, pressure was in his face. Down goes Manning. Just didn't feel comfortable hanging in there. Just took himself out of the play. Sometimes you get to a point of self-preservation. That's what happened to Manning on that play. So, quick breakdown on those 4 sacks. But what was surprising, I'll reiterate, Peyton Manning against the Baltimore Ravens blitzed 17 times. Amazing. He was 5 of 14 and 3 sacks. Not a good day against the blitz. So what the Denver Broncos must do is calm the blitzes down. Watch tonight, early in the game, what the Kansas City Chiefs will do to put pressure on Peyton Manning and see if the Broncos' O-line can hold up. We'll be back with more breakdowns in the future.
Good.
Good?
Yes, sir. I was watching it. I was trying to see the angle. I'm logged in on mine and here, so I can see it.
You get the shit now. Pretty damn good now.